Hey folks, I'm Tom Vasel, and welcome back to the Best of Designers series that we're doing. Today we're taking a look at Dirk Henn, who has actually made some games that are extremely popular. And in fact, when I'm looking at my lists of designers going over, and I looked at his games, I'd say there's several of his games that I look at and think, I should have played these. I played a lot of games. There's a lot of games I played, but for some reason I missed several of his more popular games. Although one of his very popular games, Show Manager, I have played, did not make my list. Today I'm talking about my 7 favorite games from Dirk Henn. Here we go. Number 7 is The Rose King. For a long time, this one was not really available in English. I think it just came back from Cosmos maybe last year. But it's a 2-player game from the Cosmos series where you're trying to put things out. Very abstract, right? It's supposed to take place during the Rose Wars and all. But it's abstract, trying to control different areas on the board with your pieces. It's good. Number 6 is Neptune with no "een" at the end of it. This is a pickup and delivery game. You're moving boats around in the Mediterranean. I know, this is something I complain about a lot in games, but this one was a pretty solid. It didn't take too long. You're trying to, it's almost like a race pickup and delivery game, and I kind of like that. Number 5 is Immortals. Now, this is a game that he co-designed with Mike Elliott. It's based on his very popular games, Shogun and Wallenstein, and you are having different armies fight each other on 2 different planes, and you're going in one, coming out the other. You have 2 different races, and so it's this neat kind of back and forth using the cube tower, which is a really fun way to determine combat. Number 4 is Speculation. Now, Speculation is a really great stock market game. Now, I know some of you are like, nope, stock market game, what's next? But even if you don't like stock market games, this one worked really well. It has these pieces moving on a track, and depending on where they are on the track is how much the stocks are going to cost. So you're buying and selling, of course, but you're kind of trying to manipulate these. It's very light in one sense, but very back and forth and cutthroat as you try to manipulate where each of the different stocks is going to move on this chart. I found it very, very fun. Number 3 is Metro. This is a great game which actually has been remade. I think Cable Car or San Francisco Cable Car, there's a different version of this, but you're essentially putting tiles on the board, connecting tracks where they're going to spin or go around, trying to make your tracks long, trying to make other people's tracks short. It's very simple, but the newest version is this, which just came out I think a year or 2 ago, has many different variants to it. There's a lot more depth to it, but it's also very simple and easy. Number 2 is Alhambra, or there's a version of it called New York out there, which is the same thing as Alhambra. This game in which you are buying and building this little tile area in front of you, but you want to try to buy things with the exact amount of money. There's 4 different currencies in the game. It doesn't sound, when I explain it to people, it doesn't sound like it works, but when you play it, it does. It doesn't hurt that there is 25 plus expansions out there for this game. They're all little minor expansions. They all change the game a lot, though, in various ways. I like this one. And number 1 is basically a tie between both Shogun and Wallenstein. These are essentially the same game, just with different maps. There's some minor differences, but when they come out with a new edition of each one, they incorporate the minor differences of the other. Wallenstein is a map of Germany, Shogun a map of Japan. In this, you're just trying to control different regions and control buildings in those regions. So it looks like a Risk game, a dude on the map type game, but it uses the cube tower to the great success where you drop cubes into this tower and some come out at the bottom. The ones that come out determine the winner. Some of them stay in the tower ready to fight future battles. But just having all these different areas on the board that you control and deciding whether you're going to tax them, whether you're going to get grain from them, whether you're going to move in them, so many different options. The game is a wealth of strategy, a fantastic game, Shogun and Wallenstein. Those are my favorite Dirk Henn games. Why don't you tell me what yours are in the comments below? Thanks so much for watching. Until next time, I'm Tom Vasel, and this has been Best of Designers, Dirk Henn on the Dice Tower.